Hey everybody, Real World Prepper here, RWP. Just doing a little reading and wanted to speak to you guys this morning, today, whenever it is you might see this, about a little bit more about what's going on. I just have a couple of questions. The folks in Ukraine that are suffering, being killed, being invaded, being attacked, what good are sanctions going to do to help these people? Sanctions on Russia, sanctions on Vladimir Putin. Nothing. Putin has a resolve that transcends any sanctions. Okay, the sanctions are only going to hurt everyone who does business with Russia, and that includes us. You know, for example, you guys probably already know this, but we import somewhere around nearly 600,000 barrels of crude. Uh, what is it? Daily? Week? I don't know. Daily, I think, from Russia. And the Keystone Pipeline that Joe Biden shut down here in the U.S., from Canada to Mexico or however it is, would have delivered over 800,000 barrels to us. So we have our own. We have our own oil. We don't need to buy oil elsewhere. I realize that it's just it's a big money racket. It's perhaps it was meant to help the world economy and all this kind of stuff going along, but really it's politics at its best. Okay, so sanctions are just going to hurt us here in the U.S. Uh, it'll tax the Russians as well, the Russian citizens. Putin's not going to care. He has a different agenda. He knows what he's doing. He's trying to pop off World War III. He it's not about him reestablishing the Soviet Union, although that might be part of his goal. But ultimately, he's a pawn in this. He's playing his part, and he's playing it well to get everybody else involved. If anything happens in any of these Category 5 NATO nations that surround essentially Ukraine and much of Europe, that they're obligated then to involve themselves. That's us too, the United States. Biden has said he's sending additional troops. We've already got troops all over the world. He's going to send additional troops into these NATO allied nations, and but they're going to sit there, while Ukrainians are getting crushed. There's another thing that we have sent or approved to send, I think, $350 million to the Ukrainian military. I'm not opposed necessarily to that. Let's give them the tools that we need. I don't think we need to be there, frankly, because that's going to ensure that we go to war with Russia. And none of us want that, although that may be where we're headed. But I saw this morning where the White House, Biden's administration, has petitioned Congress to approve like $6.5 billion to go to Ukraine and her allies. Now, it is unknown what is all in that package and what it is all allotted for. Because, in these instances, they don't just send the money and say, all right, good luck with the money. There's conditions. There are always conditions. So much of it has to be spent for this, so much of it has to be spent for that, so on and so forth. First of all, we don't have $6.5 billion to send. We don't have the money that is in our pockets right now, meaning it's printed all the time out of thin air. It is just the bubble is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it will collapse. So whether or not we involve ourselves as a country in any type of war or effort to assist these people, or anyone for that matter, or if we end up in World War III, China on our soil, maybe Russia, you know. It would likely be China, I believe, if it did ever come to our land. It is a no-win situation any way you look at it. And let's just look at it this way. Let's say war was off the table. We're not involved. We're not going to be involved as a country, the United States. But we do approve and send $6.5 billion with a B, to Ukraine and her allies. What is that going to do? I mean, maybe to rebuild once this is all over. But what if you're just, that money's being given to Putin's puppet that he installs when he destroys the Ukrainian government and gets rid of Zelensky? Should that be the case? So I'm curious to know your thoughts on it. Put in the comments what you think. I know a lot of you have commented on my last couple of videos, and I've gotten back to some and haven't gotten back to all, so I apologize for that. But I'm just curious. I do read the comments, whether or not I respond to all of them, but I do read them. But I'm curious. I want to know if you think that any of this makes any sense financially or really for our well-being in this conflict that's going on. So I'm going to get back to doing some reading. Hope you guys have a great day.